Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th Canto, Chapter 9, Text 46. Dhiyo Devaste Surhudi Sthitang Na Bindanti Priyam Saswa Atmanam King Utapure. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Even though the demigods have the advantages of being situated in the higher planetary systems, their mind, senses and intelligence are agitated by material conditions. Therefore, even such elevated persons fail to realize the Supreme Personality Godhead, who is eternally situated in the core of the heart. What then is to be said of others, such as human beings who have pure advantages? Purport by Srila Prabhupada. It is a fact that the Supreme Personal Godhead is always situated in everyone's heart. Ishvara sarabhutanam hruddesya arjuna tishtati. But because of our material anxieties, which are inevitable in this material world, we cannot understand the Supreme Lord, although He is situated so near to us. For those always agitated by material conditions, the yogic process is recommended so that one may concentrate his mind upon the Supreme Personality Godhead within the heart. Dhyana avasthita tadgatena manasa pasyanti jam yoginaha. Because in material conditions, the mind and senses are always agitated. The yogic procedure like dharana, asana and dhyana, one must quiet the mind and concentrate it upon Supreme Personal Godhead. In other words, the yogic process is a material attempt to realize the Lord, whereas bhakti, devotional service, is a spiritual process by which to realize Him. Maharaj Khatwanga accepted the spiritual path, therefore he was no longer interested in anything material. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 1855, Bhaktyamanga vijanati. Only by devotional service can I be understood. One can understand Krishna, Parabrahma, the Supreme Personal Godhead, only through devotional service. The Lord never says that one can understand Him by performing mystic yoga or philosophical speculation. Bhakti is above all such material attempts. Annavrita sunyam jnana karmadi anavritam. Bhakti is uncontaminated, being unalloyed, even by jnana or pious activities. Here, in this verse, Khatwanga Maharaj accepted bhakti, he rejected the material attempts. Even though demigods have the advantage of being situated in a higher planetary system, their minds, sense and intelligence are agitated by material conditions. Therefore, even such elevated person fail to realize Supreme Personality Godhead, which is eternally situated in the core of the heart. What then to be said of others, of the human beings who have fewer advantages? So, in purpose, Prabhupada says, for those always agitated in material conditions, yogic process recommended so that one may concentrate his mind upon the Supreme Personality Godhead within the heart. Dhyana avasthita tadgatina manasa pasyanti jam yogina. Because in material conditions, mind and sense are always agitated by the yogic procedure like dharana, asana, dhyana. One must quiet the mind and concentrate it upon Supreme Godhead. In other words, the yogic process is a material attempt to realize the God, whereas bhakti, devotional service, is a spiritual process by which to realize Him. Khatwanga Maharaj therefore accepted the spiritual path, rejected material process. And therefore he was no longer interested in anything material. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhaktya Manga Vijanat. Only by devotional service I am to be understood. One can understand Krishna, the Parabrahma, Supreme Personal Godhead, only through devotional service. Lord never says that one can understand Him by performing mystic yoga or by philosophical speculating. Bhakti is above such material attempts. Annavrita sunyam jnana karma adi anavritam. Bhakti is uncontaminated, being unalloyed, even by jnana or karma or pious activities. So, this is the purport, and this verse says, Bhakti is the above jnana and karma, And bhakti is the only process, only means to understand the Supreme Personality Godhead Krishna, to get him and approach him. In many places in Vedic literature, especially the essence of all Veda Upanishad, the Srimad Bhagavatam speaks about it. 12th canto Srimad Bhagavatam you will find, 12:68. So sukha nibruta chetas tad viyudastanya bhavo apyo jita ruchira leda krishna sarastadiyam vetanuto krupaya dastatta deepam puranam tamakhira brujina gnam vyasa sunam nathosmi. You have 12th canto, 12th chapter, 68 verse. You have. So sukha nibruta cheta. It begins. So sukha nibruta cheta. Tad vyudastanya bhavopya jita ruchira lila krishna sarastadiyam vetanuta krupaya jasto deepam puranam tamakhira brujinagnam vyasa sunu natosmi. Vyasa sunu son of Srila Vyasadeva, Sukadeva Goswami. Sukadeva Goswami was at first Brahmanandi. Do you follow my language? Brahmanandi. He was not in the path of devotion. Brahmananda, speaking in Brahma, trying to get Ananda from Brahma Chintana, meditating on Brahma, speculating on Brahma. But when he heard Srimad Bhagavatam from his father Vyasadeva, and thereby becoming very much attracted towards the beautiful form of Krishna. And he felt agitation in Brahmanishta Chitta. You understand? Demigods have agitated mind. Those so many advantages are there. Their minds are agitated because of material condition. So, this Sukadeva Goswami's mind also became agitated when he heard Srimad Bhagavatam from his father Vyasadeva, especially when he heard of such beautiful form, about beautiful form of Krishna. So, his Brahmanishta Chitta, his mind fixed in Brahma, became agitated. So, he gave up that thing, then came to the path of devotion, and he became the speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is Bhakti Rasa Shastra. Srimad Bhagavatam is Shastra, speaks about Bhakti Rasa, Prema Bhakti Rasa. Do you understand my language? He became the speaker. He spoke Srimad Bhagavatam, that Vyasanandana Sukha, Sukadeva Goswami, son of Vyasadeva, I pay my obeisances to him. So, from this we can understand the speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Sukadeva Goswami, at last became attracted towards the nectarian sweet Leelas of Krishna Leela, gave up Brahma Chintan. So, this is the proof. Krishna Premananda is better, 100 times, 1,000 times better, best of all Ananda, what to speak of Brahmananda. In Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 1:636, says, this Ashtanga Yoga, here it says, those whose minds are agitated by mental conditions, they may take to yogic process, this Ashtanga Yoga. But Srimad Bhagavatam says this is not proper process, material attempt. And one who takes to Ashtanga Yoga, he cannot understand Krishna, he cannot approach Krishna by that. Rather, this yoga, Ashtanga Yoga process is a fearful process. There is fear. Jamadi virjoga pathi kama lobha hato muhu mukunda sevaya jadvattadha tatmana samyati. Fine? 1:636. Read down.
It is true that by practicing restraint of the senses by the yoga system, one can get relief from the disturbances of desire and lust. But this is not sufficient to give satisfaction to the soul. For this satisfaction is derived from devotional service to the personality of Godhead.
So devotional bhakti. One may take to that to some extent. His mind will be, what is that? Controlled, but that is not sufficient and cannot be controlled completely. Engaging oneself in the service of Mukunda, Supreme Personal Godhead, the mind will be completely satisfied, completely fixed, and completely cleansed of all material contaminations. there will be no agitation at all. But still, taking to the path of Ashtanga Yoga, Jama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, one's mind is not so much controlled, as it is satisfied, controlled by Bhakti Yoga. Many instances are there, great yogis, like that Vishwamitra Muni, Saubhari Muni, great yogis, thousands of years. Vishwamitra Muni practiced, did this sadhana, yoga sadhana, ashtanga sadhana for 60,000 years. 60,000. What is your lifespan? Not 60 years. 60,000 years he did, and Satya Yoga still, the mind not fixed. He fell down from the soft, elevated position of yoga. That heavenly prostitute Menaka came, finished. Mind became agitated, finished. Astananda, what to do? Fell down. How can you control the mind by Ashtangas? 10th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, by pranayam. Some pranayam yogis are there, they do pranayam sadhana, pranayam breathing exercise. Puraka, Ruchaka, Kumbhaka. Pranayam. Thereby you cannot control your mind. Janjana bhaktanam pranayama adi bhirmana akhina vasano radhan drishyate punarititam. You have that verse. Then Canto 51, chapter 61 verse. You have pranayamanang abhakta, janjanang abhaktanang pranayama adi bhirmana akhina vasana radhan drishyate punarititam. Those are abhaktas. They do pranayam. Bhaktas never do. This clearly says. Abhaktas, non-devotees, they take to this process of pranayam yoga, pranayam sadhana, thereby try to control their mind. But, King Parikshit, Sukadeva Goswami, by pranayam sadhana, the mind never becomes completely free from material contamination. Rather, it becomes more and more attracted towards sense enjoyment. You follow? 11th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, 11, 15, 33 verse. Antarayan padantita junjato yogamuttamam maya sampadyamanasya kalakhepana hetava. Those who are abhaktas, non-devotees, they take to this Ashtanga Yoga process. Bhaktas, devotees, they don't take to this process. They know, my devotees know, this Ashtanga Yoga process is an obstacle to bhakti. Is an obstacle to bhakti. You understand? Obstacle, a stumbling block on the path of bhakti. My devotees know. Krishna says to. They don't take to this Ashtanga pranayama, Ashtanga asana, pranayama process. They are always engaged in my loving service. They take to the past process of bhakti. Thereby, they get everything, they get me at last. You understand? Those who take to this process of Ashtanga Yoga, Asanyam, Pranayam, they are unnecessarily wasting time. You understand? Chaitanya Bhagavata says, you have Antalila, 3rd chapter, 41 to 42. निष्काम यहाँ करे जे कृष्ण भजन ताहारे से बलि जोगी संन्यास लक्षण विष्णु क्रिया ना करिले प्राण न खाइले किछु न होय साक्षात ही वेदे बोले you have why have you come here? Who is real yogi? Who is real sannyasi? One who does Krishna bhajan. निष्काम यहाँ जे करे कृष्ण भजन ताहारे से बलि जोगी संन्यास लक्षण. Is real yogi or sannyasi who is engaged in Krishna bhajan without any desire for material enjoyment or material liberation. Niskam, no desire. Do you understand? Desireless. No desire for material enjoyment, no desire for liberation. Do you understand? Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim kapitamba jagadisha kamaye. Mama janmani janmanishwari bhavatat bhakti rahetu. Mahaprabhu's teaching. Who is giving you food? Who is maintaining you? Vishnu is the maintainer, Lord Vishnu. maintains the whole universe. So Vishnu is giving you anna, food. Huh? You are eating his food, but not doing his work. What are you doing? Huh? We are feeding you or giving you food, but you are not doing any seva for him. Huh? You are not working for him. Then what is that? What Veda says? Huh? Sinful activity. Yes. Without bhakti, Bhagavan cannot be approached, understood or gotten. 11th canto, 11, 14, 20, you have. Na sadhidimang yoga no sankhya na dharma uddhava no sadhyaya tapastyaga tatha bhaktir mamarjita.
The Greek Lord said, I can never be controlled by those who practice mystic yoga, Sankhya philosophy, mundane piety and religion, study of the Vedas, penances and renunciation. O Uddhava, on the other hand, I am controlled by bhakti, for those who have developed unalloyed devotion for me, control me by their love.
In love. I cannot be controlled, I cannot be gotten, I cannot be known, understood by Ashtanga Yoga sadhana, by analytical Sankhya alosana, or Vedic study, acquiring Vedic knowledge, or undergoing severe austerity, tapasya, penance, or taking up sannyas. So, only by bhakti. You understand? So, Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela says this thing, बापेर धन आछे जाने धन नहीं पाए सर्वज्ञ कहे तारे प्राप्तिर उपाय এই স্থানে আছে ধন বলি দক্ষিণে খুদিবে ভীমরুলি বরুলি উঠিবে ধন না পাইবে পশ্চিমে খুদিবে তাহা যক্ষ এক হয় সে বিঘ্ন করিবে ধন হাতে ন পড়ায় উত্তরে খুদিলে আছে কৃষ্ণ অজগরে ধন নাই পাবে খুদিতে গিলিবে সবার পূর্ব দিকে তাতে মাটি অল্প খুদিতে ধনের ঝাড়ি পড়িবে তোমার হাতেতে এইচে শাস্ত্র কয় কর্ম জ্ঞান যোগ ত্যাজি ভক্তে কৃষ্ণ বশ হয় ভক্তে তারে ভজি অতএব ভক্তি কৃষ্ণ প্রাপ্তির উপায় অবিধেয় বলি তারে সর্বশাস্ত্রে কয় ইউ ফাউন্ড আউট ধন পাইলে যেইছে সুখ ভোগ ফল পায় সুখ ভোগ হইতে দুঃখ আপনি পলায় এইছে ভক্তি ফলে কৃষ্ণ প্রেম উপজয় প্রেমে কৃষ্ণ স্বাদ হইলে ভবনাশ যায় দারিদ্র নাশ ভবক্ষ প্রেমের ফল নয় প্রেম সুখ ভোগ মুখ্য প্রয়োজন হয় All right, you read.
Although being assured of his father's treasure, the poor man cannot acquire his treasure by such knowledge alone. Therefore, the astrologer had to inform him of the means by which he could actually find the treasure. The astrologer said, the treasure is in this place, but if you dig toward the southern side, the wasps and drones will rise, and you will not get your treasure.
Wasps and drones will arise, you cannot get the treasure. Your father has treasure. Astrologer Sarvagya knows everything. All right, where is treasure? Southern side, northern side, eastern side, western side, eastern side. Which side? Yes. Put it underneath the earth. Read it. So you have to dig it. So when he goes to the astrologer says, if you dig in southern side, what will get? Bhimaruli boruli. What? Drones will come up. Stick. You cannot get it. Then if you dig in western side, yes.
There is a ghost who will create such a disturbance that your hands will not even touch the treasure.
There's a ghost, Jaksha. Western side. If you dig, come out. Get some disturbance. You cannot get the treasure. Then, dig in northern side.
If you dig on the northern side, there is a big black snake.
Python. Big black python, Ajogar.
To devour you.
Prepare to devour you. You cannot get the treasure. Then, eastern side.
If, however, you dig a small quantity of dirt on the eastern side, your hands will immediately touch the pot of treasure.
Yes. এইচে শাস্ত্র কহে
Revealed scriptures conclude that one should give up fruitive activity, speculative knowledge, and the mystic yoga system.
Yes, give up these three. Jnana, karma, yoga.
And instead, take the devotional service by which Krishna can be fully satisfied.
Bas, only devotional bhakti. অতএব ভক্তি কৃষ্ণ প্রাপ্তির উপায় অবিধেয় বলিতারে সর্বশাস্ত্রে আয়
The conclusion is that devotional service is the only means to approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Yes. Oh, yes.
This system is therefore called Avideya.
Avideya.
This is the verdict of all revealed scriptures.
This is the verdict of all revealed scriptures. Dhana paile jaiche sukha bhoga pala paye. Sukha bhoga ite dukha apani palaye.
When one actually becomes rich, he naturally enjoys all kinds of happiness. When one is actually in a happy mood, all the stressful conditions go away by themselves. No extraneous endeavor is needed.
Jaiche bhakti phale Krishna prema upujay. Preme Krishna swad hoile bhavanas jay.
Similarly, as a result of bhakti, one's dormant love for Krishna awakens. When one is so situated that he can taste the association of Lord Krishna, material existence, the repetition of birth and death, comes to an end.
Comes to an end. Finished. Daridra nash bhavakkhya premer phalo noy. Prema sukha bhoga mukhya prayojana hoy.
The goal of love of Godhead is not to become materially rich or free from material bondage.
That is not the goal. Yes.
The real goal is to be situated in devotional service to the Lord and enjoy transcendental bliss.
Goal is prema, Krishna prema. That's it. Prema sukha bhoga mukhya. Chief goal is Krishna prema, that is known as prayojana tattva. Yes, that is needed. Thereby you will get Krishna. So here it says, if you dig southern side, Bhimaruli Baruli, that means vast drones, that is Karma Kanda. And Paschima fifth, and the western side, if we will dig, there is Jakhya. Jakhya, that means, what is that? Jnana Kanda. That's Jnana Kanda, ghost. Then, northern side, if you dig, there is Krishna Adagara, black python, snake. That is Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. That means Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda and Yoga. Condemned. Three paths are condemned. Only Purva, eastern side, you'll get, that means Bhakti is only recommendation. Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Sakali Visar Bhanda. Amrita Bhalya Jeva Pai. Tar Janma Odhapate. Nana Joni Sadapire, Tar Janma Odhapate Jai. Do you follow? Narottam Das Thakur says, the Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda section of Veda are poisonous spot. Jnana, Visar Bhanda, poisonous. Those foolish people take to Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, process thinking it is nectar, his life is spoiled, baffled. He will only revolve in this cycle of birth and death repeatedly. He cannot get out from the clutches of Maya. Do you understand? Tar Janma Adhapatida, his life is completely baffled. Only bhakti is the process. You cannot get Krishna prema by following karma, jnana or yoga. Only bhakti. You understand? Bhakti is avideya and goal, sadhya vastu is Krishna prema. Through bhakti you will get Krishna prema, pure bhakti, then thereby you will get Krishna. Otherwise your life cannot be successful. Understand me? This is what it says. Kohe tapo kori na koriyo bolo kohe tapo kori Vishnu bhakti sarvasrestha jnana ke bolo Vishnu bhakti sarvasrestha jnana ke bolo Koti janma dhadi jogo jagna tapo kore Koti Bhakti vina kon karme phalo nahi dhare Bhakti vina kon karme Chaitanya Bhagavata kହୁଛି Chaitanya तेयो प्रधान कृष्ण हये भक्ति मुख निरीक्षक कर्म जोग ज्ञान भक्ति मुख निरीक्षक चारि वर्णाश्रमी जदि कृष्ण नाही भजे चारि वर्णाश्रमी जदि स्वकर्म करितेछे रौरवे पड़ी मजे स्वकर्म करितेछे रौरवे पड़ी चैतन्य भागवत says, प्रभु कहे तप करी ना करी बड़ विष्णु भक्ति सर्वश्रेष्ठ दान अपबड़ Mahaprabhu says, don't undergo severe strict penances. Vishnu bhakti is the topmost process. You just adopt bhakti. Koti janma jodi yajna tapa kore, bhakti bina kon karme phala nahi. Even if you undergo crores of lives, adopting the process of yoga, tapasya, jnana, yajna, not adopting process of bhakti, you cannot understand Supreme Lord, cannot get the real, let's say, truth. You understand? Supreme reality is Krishna. Without bhakti, the yoga, jnana, karma, tapa cannot give you the real result. That is what it says. Chaitanya Charitamrita says, you have Krishna bhakti hoy avidhaya pradhan, bhakti mukha nirikhyaka karma yoga jnana. चारि वर्णाश्रमी यदि कृष्ण नहीं भजे स्वकर्म करते रौरवे पड़ी मजे ये भाई कृष्ण भक्ति है अविधेय प्रधान भक्ति मुख निरीक्षक कर्म जोग ज्ञान चारि वर्णाश्रमी यदि कृष्ण नहीं भजे स्वकर्म करते रौरवे पड़ी मजे ये भाई yes read
Devotional service to Krishna is the chief function of the living entity. There are different methods for liberation of the conditioned soul: karma, jnana, yoga, and bhakti. But all are dependent on bhakti.
All dependent on bhakti, yes.
The followers of the Varnashram institution accept the regulative principles of the four social orders: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, and four spiritual orders: Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas. However, if one carries out the regulative principles of these orders, but does not render transcendental service to Krishna, he falls into the hellish condition of material life.
All the hellish condition of material life, following strictly the order of four varna and ashram, but not adopts path of bhakti, he goes to hell. So, isn't it? Clearly says. One who is Mahamurkha was a great fool, most ignorant fool, only he takes to this path of karma yoga, jnana yoga, Ashtanga yoga, or goes to other demigods, offer worship to demigods, you understand? And tries to cross over the dreadful ocean of materialistic existence. The Mahamurkha, great fool, most ignorant fool does so. But a real wise man, intelligent, never does so. He gives up all this karma yoga, jnana yoga, tapa, Ashtanga yoga, only adopts the path of devotion, bhakti, you understand? He completely surrenders unto the lotus feet of Krishna. Sarvadharman pritijya mamekam saranam braja. He is intelligent, he is wise. He knows all these karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga, there are great obstacles on the path of bhakti. He never adopts. Especially in Kali Yuga, karma, jnana, yoga, the three processes, karma yoga, jnana yoga, and ashtanga yoga are condemned. Only bhakti yoga is recommended. Hare Nam, eva kevala. Kalau naste. Kali Yuga, there is no other way, no other way, no other way. 3 times means 3 things denied. Karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga. 3 things are denied. Only bhakti yoga is recommended in Kali Yuga. No other yogas are there. So, one is intelligent, What is say? Krishna Varnam Purisha Krishnam Sangha Pangastra Parsadam Jaggai Sankirtan Praj Janti Sumedasa. Those are Sumedasa. Those are really wise, intelligent. They take to this Sankirtana Yoga. Sankirtana, Krishna Sankirtana. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. This Sankirtanakhya Bhakti Yoga, it is auspicious. It gives you the supreme perfection, that is Krishna, prema, the love of Krishna, thereby able to get Krishna, bind Krishna in your heart in the rope of love. They are really wise, intelligent. They never take to the process of karma, jnana, yoga, never engage themselves in their sense gratification thereby. Do you understand? But those who adopt this process of varnashram dharma, but never engage themselves in the loving service of Krishna, they go to hell. Understand? That is bhava bandhan. That will also bind you in this material world. Bondage cannot be cut off without bhakti. 4th canto Bhagavatam, 31st verse. Chapter 431, 9-10 verse. Tad janma tani karmani tadayustan mano vachaha nunam jeno hi visvatma sivyate haririshwara king janma vistrir beha sukra savitra jagyake karma vir batrai prokti punsopi vibudhayusa. Narada says to Prachetas. Yes?
When a living entity is born to engage in devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Supreme Controller, his birth, all his fruitive activities, his lifespan, his mind, and his words are all factually perfect. A civilized human being has 3 kinds of births. The first birth is by a pure father and mother, and this birth is called birth by semen.
Semen, Sokra.
The next birth takes place when one is initiated by the spiritual master, and this birth is called Savitra.
Savitra, yes.
The third birth, called Yajnika, takes place when one is given the opportunity to worship Lord Vishnu.
3 births. Sokra, Savitra, Jajnika. From semen, by initiation, second, third is, and gets opportunity to worship Lord Vishnu. 3 births.
Despite the opportunities for attaining such births, even if one gets the lifespan of a demigod,
Lifespan demigod, yeah, Kalpa, yes.
if one does not actually engage in the service of the Lord, everything is useless.
Everything is useless, finished. All 3 types of lives are useless, God, yes.
Similarly, one's activities may be mundane or spiritual, but they are useless if they are not meant for satisfying the Lord.
They are not meant for the satisfaction of Lord. Understand? Kathopanishad says, Shreyasya preyasya manusya me tastau samparitya vivinakti dhira Shreyo hi dhiro abhipreyo so brunite preyo mando jogo kheman brunite.
Every soul has the option of accepting one of the 2 ruling and guiding principles, the path of the senses, prayers, or to the path of spiritual well-being, shreyas.
Path of senses are prayer, then path of
Spiritual well-being.
spiritual well-being is Shreya. Out of these 2, everyone accepts one. Yeah.
The wise, after carefully weighing these 2, accepts the path of spiritual well-being, whereas a deluded soul, whose judgment is poor, prefers the path of worldly gain, sense pleasure.
So, wise man, he chooses Shreya Patha, path of spiritual well-being. He rejects prayer. He is wise. But Murkha, foolish person, he rejects path of spiritual well-being, accepts prayer, this path of material enjoyment, sense enjoyment. Do you understand? That is what. 11th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam 11:9-29. Labdva sudalavidam bhusambhavante manusya marthadamanityamapi bhira turnam date tanapate tanmurtyajavan nishrayasaya visaya khalu sarvatra syat. Abominable bath, sense gratification required. Is possible even a worm in the stool does so. The worm in the stool does so. Isn't it? The demigods in higher planets, they do so. The worm in the stool does so. But you have gotten the really achieved birth, human birth. If we only to do that thing, what's the difference between a worm in the stool and yourself? So, so many lives you have done so. Lots of life you have done so, isn't it? Again you want that thing? Foolish nonsense. Nonsense. Acchidananda. Lots of time, lots of baths. You have done this. Eaten stool. Engaged in sense gratification. Fortunately, you have gotten this really achieved bath, human bath. Purpose of this bath, you should understand, only to have Krishna Prema Bhakti Paramartha. Because this Paramartha is not available in any bath. Only in this bath, really achieved bath, human bath. This bath is not meant for material sense enjoyment. Really achieved human bath is not meant for that. Understand? It is not meant for that. It is only meant for Paramartha love, attainment Paramartha Krishna Prem Bhakti, to get Krishna. Understand? Because this Visa Bhog, this material enjoyment is available. Higher planetary systems and lower planetary, wherever you go, in the 14 planets, it is available there. Yes. Demigods getting so much abundance of material enjoyment in demigod. Higher planetary. Less planets also you'll get. In many abominable spaces, even the worm in the stool does so. So why are you doing that thing? Patedanu. It's a patedanu. Turnam jatetana. Patedanu murtujava nisresaya visaya khalu sarvatra. Do you understand? As long as this human body is there, you should keep it in mind that this body is not meant for sense enjoyment, material enjoyment. This body, the human body, only meant for achieving Krishna Bhakti, Prem Bhakti, to get Krishna. So, wise man, without spoiling one moment, immediately engages in the devotional service. Because this is uncertain, any moment death may come and this bath will be finished. Any moment, who knows, death may come today? Do you know? Anitya. Such uncertainty is there. Such uncertainty. Any moment death may come. Yes. The wise man never wastes even one moment. So, he engages in devotional service. Makes effort, does bhakti sadhana, how to develop pure bhakti, Krishna, prema bhakti, Paramartha, thereby get Krishna and make his life successful, human life. First canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th chapter, 12th verse. Naiskarmyangapyacyuta bhavavarjitam na sobhate jnanam alam niranjanam kudah punah saswada bhatram isware na charpitam karma jadapyakaranam. That verse, nehodata karma dharmaya na viragaya kalpate na tithapada sevai jivan api mrito hisa. 56, oh yes, 56. 56. That's all right. Yes, read.
Anyone whose work is not meant to elevate him to religious life, anyone whose religious ritualistic performances does not raise him to renunciation, and anyone situated in renunciation that does not lead him to devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, must be considered dead, although he is breathing.
Must be considered dead, although he is breathing. Dead, although breathing. Understand? The avatar Lari, although breathing, is dead. Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 2nd chapter, 8th verse. Dharma sunishchita punsang vishwaksena katha suja notpadate dadirating srama eva hi kevalam.
Even the best kinds of karmic sacrifice, carefully performed with 18 priests, are unreliable boats for crossing the ocean of material existence. Those deluded souls who take to materialistic forms of sacrifice, thinking that they lead to the highest spiritual gain, are fools who will certainly suffer again and again the miseries of birth, death, old age, and disease.
So, without bhakti, nothing is there. मुंडक उपनिषद अविद्यायामंतरे वर्तमाना स्वयं ज्ञायमाना जघन्यमाना परिजन्ति मूढ़ा अंधे नैव नियमाना तथा अंधा.
In the darkness of ignorance, these fools think we have reached our goal, but those who are attached to karmic religions fail to understand the truth. After the piety of their good karma is exhausted, they fall down into this world of repeated birth and death.
From the heavenly planet. Again, Isopanishad. Anantama pravisanti jo vidyang pasate tado bhuya ivate tamo jo vidyayam vrata.
Those who engage in the culture of ignorance and so perform karma kanda, worship to attain their destined object, shall enter into the dark regions of ignorance. Worse still are those engaged in the culture of so-called knowledge, who therefore attempt by their own intellectual power to comprehend the infinite, and so conclude that he is impersonal. They enter into a realm of even greater darkness.
Greater darkness, they enter. Gita. Klesodhakatarate sang abhyakta sakta chetsang abhyakta hi gatir dukham dehabad bhira vapyate.
For those whose minds are attached to the unmanifest impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied.
So, 10th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, 10:14-4. Sreya smriti bhakti mudasyate vibho klishyanti te kevala bodalabdhaye te sangvaso klesale vasishyate nanyadathastula tusavaghatinam.
My dear Lord, devotional service unto you.
Brahma says, this is Brahma words. When Brahma's pride was crushed, he stole Krishna's calves. After crush it, he says.
My dear Lord, devotional service unto you is the only auspicious path. Those who reject the path of bhakti and try to reach the infinite with their finite brains will never succeed. O Lord, those who want to have a clear conception of you through the intellect find their attempts useless. Their endeavours end only in trouble and frustration, like the frustration of those who try to beat rice from empty husks.
Empty husk. Husky. Can you get rice? Then full. Husking, empty husk. 10th canto, 2nd chapter, 32 verse. It's also Brahma's prayer. Janyaravindakhyo vimuktamaninas bhavad visuddha buddhaya aruya krutsena param padam tad padanti adho anadha smandangraya garbhastutire.
O lotus-eyed Lord, although non-devotees who accept severe austerities and penances to achieve the highest position may think themselves liberated, their intelligence is impure. Although they may rise to the level of impersonal Brahman realization, they fall down from the position of imagined superiority because they neglect to worship your lotus feet.
From Brahman realization they fall down. So fall down from Brahman realization. Brahma Jyoti. Yes, because they have neglected your lotus feet. Again, next verse. Na tatha, tatha na te madhava tavaka kuchit vrasyanti margat tvai baddha sura tvaya vigupta vicandi nirbhaya vinayaka nika pamurdhas prabho. He Madhava.
Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord of the Goddess of Fortune, if devotees completely in love with you sometimes fall from the path of devotion, they do not fall down like non-devotees,
No.
for you still protect them. Thus they fearlessly traverse the heads of their opponents and continue to progress in devotional service.
Prema bandhana. Those are developed prem bhakti. Do you understand? Those are developed prem bhakti. Those who think, falsely think that we are liberated. We are now merged into Brahman, now liberated. Then they fall down from that. But the bhakta, dear devotees, premi bhakta, so Madhava, they are bound up very tightly with the rope of love. They have bound you up very tightly with the rope of love. That means they are very tightly attached to you. They never fall down. If such circumstance arises, that they may fall down, but you protect them. As you say, that they're like this. Give me your hand. Father has tightly cut off the hand of his son. Do you understand? They're moving on the topmost roof. By chance the son goes to the just edge of the roof, about to fall down, almost. But the father, protects. He'll never fall down. That is what it says, isn't it? Now the developed prem bhakti, they're tightly attached. The bondage of love is so tight, fixed. Never. If some circumstance arises, by chance is about to fall down, Krishna protects. Never fall down. Do you understand? Never fall down. Where is the question of fall down? This verse clearly says, na tavaka krusi vasyanti. Vasyanti. Margatva hi. Baddha saruda, toya vigupta, visandirbhaya, vinayakani. Even they are so fearless, they tread there.
They fearlessly traverse the heads of their opponents and continue to progress in devotion.
Traverse on the heads of their opponents. They are so fearless. Opponents cannot. Then again, 10th canto, 14th chapter, 29. Adhapi devo padam vadadayo prasadalesana gruhita eva hi janati tattam bhagavan mahimno na chanyo ekopi chiram vichinna. These are all three words. Adhyapi vachaspataya. Adhyapi vachaspataya. 42, 43, 44. This is last verse. Adhyapi vachaspataya stapa vidya samadhivi pasyantopi na pasyanti pasyantam parameswaram.
We are very powerful because of austerities, meditation, and education. Nonetheless, even after inquiring about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whom we always see, we do not know perfectly about Him.
Yes. So we cannot know Him perfectly. This is Devarsi Narada speaks to King Prachinabari. Understand. Therefore, conclusion, Esava Dharmachari, Ar Varnasrama Dharma, Akinchana Hayaloy, Krishnika Sara. Therefore, giving up, one who is really intelligent, wise, he gives up Varnasram Dharma even. Giving up everything, even giving up Varnasram Dharma, he becomes very, very Akinchan, Papa, completely takes shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. Sarva Dharma Pitijya, Mamikam Sanam. Abandoning all varieties of Dharma, only surrenders unto Krishna. Lotus feet. Bhagatavatsala, Krushragya, Samarthabadanya, Hena Krishna Chari, Pandita Nahivaja. And Pandit, they are learned, wise, intelligent. He takes shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, who is Bhaktavatsala, very dear to his friend, who is all powerful, who is all merciful, all munificent, always so dear to the devotees, always maintains, protects. Devotee always keeps the prestige of the devotee. Yes. You understand? Prahlad Maharaj's father said to Prahlad, your Lord is here? Stone pillar? Prahlad said, yes, it's there. Draws out his sword. If you won't come out from it, I'll chop off your head. Prahlad says, yes, Bhaktavatsala, Supreme Lord is so dear to his devotee. My devotee has said, I must keep up his prestige. I came out in form of Nrsingadev, kept up the prestige. Yes, my dear devotee has said, I must keep up the prestige of my devotee. So, that is what he says. Krutagya, Bhaktavatsala, Krutagya, Samartha Padanya, Hena Krishna Sari Panditanai. And the real Pandit learned, wise, he should not give up such Krishna, who is so dear to his devotees, all powerful, all merciful, all munificent, always gives us the prestige, all grateful, he is always grateful to his devotees. You understand? Such a Pandit, learned Pandit, will not give up Krishna bhajan. You will be only engaged in Krishna bhajan, you will give up everything, all other things. Understand? Eiche Shastra kahe karma jnana jagatyaji bhakti Krishna vasaya. Therefore, this is the conclusion of all Vedic literatures. One should give up karma, jnana, yoga, only take to adopt the process of bhakti, because only through bhakti, Krishna is available, Krishna becomes pleased, submitted to bhakta. You understand? 11th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam says, 11:24, 14 verse, Jagasya tapassaivan nyasasya gatayo mala maharjanas tapasatyam bhakti yogasya madgati.
Persistent and never wonderstruck by anything, the Lord is always jubilant and fully satisfied by his own spiritual perfection. He has no material designations, and therefore he is steady and unattached. That Supreme Personality of Godhead is the only shelter of everyone. Anyone desiring to be protected by others is certainly a great fool who desires to cross the sea by holding the tail of a dog.
The tail of a dog tries to cross the ocean. Isn't it? Lotus Pillar Hari is the only boat. Take shelter of that boat, very easily cross. Therefore, Bhakti Yoga is the topmost yoga. This is the conclusion. Tabantu tapi prapatantu parvata datantu tirthani pathantu chakvan jadantu jagir vivadantu vadir hari vina naiva mritim taranti. You have this famous verse. Prabhupada quotes it. Tabantu tapi prapatantu parvata. But he may enter into the frozen snow, ice, to do tapasya. He may do so. Or one may going to the top of the mountain and fall down from there, Bhrugupath, to get. One may visit all the places of holy place, Tirtha. One may study all Vedas, acquire Vedic knowledge. One may perform all sides of yajna, sacrifices. One may be engaged in material logic, arguments, whatever may do. Without taking shelter of Lord Hari, nobody can cross this dreadful ocean of materialistic existence. One cannot conquer death. Do you follow? That means, without taking shelter of the lotus of Lord Hari, or without engaging oneself in loving service to Lord Hari, nobody can cross this dreadful ocean of materialistic existence. Nobody can be free from this material bondage. Understand me? Therefore, conclusion that Bhagavad Bhakti Yoga is topmost yoga. You are? Yes?
You may perform mountains of austerities,
Yes.
visit many holy places, study all the Vedas, and cook all kinds of Vedic sacrifices. But without devotion to Krishna, none of these things can save death.
Yes. Without bhakti, nobody can save him from death. That's a fact. The Bhakti Yoga is the topmost yoga. That is the conclusion of all Vedic literature. Bhakti Yoga, if you adopt Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, useless. It's like husking the husk. Husk sthulo tusavaghatina. If you husk the husk, can you get rice? No. So, why are you husking the husk? Fool. Is a fool. Purushottam Tirtha, fool. Husking the husk. We can't get rice. Astananda, fool. Husking the husk. Stula tusavaghatina. Only get so much pain, so much strenuous job you do. Strenuous job, husking the husk, but can't get rice. Bhakti Yoga, topmost yoga. That's the conclusion of all Vedas, Vedic literatures. One is wise, intelligent person, the only giving up everything, abandoning all varieties of dharma. We adopt Bhakti Yoga, sarvadharman pritejya, mamekam saranam braja. Therefore, the most concluding instruction of Gita, Krishna says, abandon all varieties of dharma, just surrender. Antam sarvapebhyo mukheshyami, masusa, don't fear. Fearlessly you surrender. Fearlessly surrender. No fear. If you have this apprehension, fear that, if I give up all dharma, then I'll act irreligiously. All dharma. That means path. If of this apprehension, then Krishna assures you, don't be apprehensive. Fearlessly take shelter of my lotus feet. Surrender. If you think some path will be there, so I will destroy that sinful reaction. Sarva papepya mukheshyami masucha. Don't fear. Fearlessly you take shelter. Fearlessly you surrender. One who is complete surrender, he is fearless. He is not afraid of any circumstances, any situation. Sarga papargo narakvitvopi tulyathadarsina. Narayana parasabbe na kutaschara vibhyati. Sarga papargo narakvitvopi tulyathadarsina. Those Narayana para, those are completely taken, surrender unto lotus of Narayana. They are not afraid of any situation, even Sarga, Naraka, Apavarga. They may be placed in Sarga, or hell, Naraka, or Apavarga, Brahmastiti. Everything is equal for them, because they are at the lotus feet of Narayana. Apparently, externally it may be heaven or hell or Brahma, but they are fixed at the lotus feet of Narayana. They are in Vaikuntha. Do you understand? So they are not afraid of any situation. Any situation. That verse says, even fearlessly, that
the heads of their
that
opponents.
trade, they put their feet on the heads of their opponents and wander, move.
Dhruva Maharaj stepped on the head of death.
Yes. Stepped on the head of death. Yes. Yeah. Stepped on the head of the superintendent of the Jamaraj. So fearless. So lotus feet of Krishna is such a place, such the only place of shelter. Nobody falls from there. No tavaka kujidrasyanti. Those are very tightly fixed at the lotus feet of Krishna. Because of this prema bhakti, they'll never fall down. If by chance such thing happens that is about to fall down, Krishna protects. And the father protects the son. He's going about to fall down, has gone to the dust. A reeds at the roof, just about. Hey! Isn't it? Where is the question of fall down? Where is the question of fall down? And why fall down is there? Because you are not fixed, not developed prem bhakti, not tightly connected. That would fall down. Otherwise, no fall down. Thank you.